For BamaCentral.com, I'm Joey Blackwell here with Mason Smith and Katie Wyndham, and this is Three and Out. Guys, Alabama basketball just had a very solid weekend. Had a great Thanksgiving break, defeating Michigan State, and then, of course, losing to UConn, but then also taking down then #1 North Carolina. There was a lot of important players, a lot of guys stepped up, but the question today is, who is that X factor for Alabama basketball this season? Mason, we'll start with you.
Honestly, Joe, I'm going to go a little bit out of left field. I think I'm going to go with Rylan Griffin as my X factor for Alabama basketball. I think Rylan's been touted as a very solid shooter for the Crimson Tide, and before, of course, leading into this season, I think if he can really get going, that will spread the offense in ways that NATO's always dreamed of doing. And the shooting is not really as much of a question as we thought it was going to be. They made 16 threes last game, but I think if Rylan Griffin can really get going from 3-point range, that will really help spread the offense and also provide a little more depth. We kind of saw that a lot of players were on their last legs against North Carolina, now, albeit not every game will be a quadruple overtime. But the more people you have to put in, the better, and the better shooting you have, the more diverse you could be. And Rylan Griffin can provide that for them.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on how you define the term X factor. I feel like everyone kind of views it a little differently because I think obviously the X factor for this team is Brandon Miller. I think for generally they're going to go how he goes, even though we saw him struggle against North Carolina and then still win. But in general, he's going to kind of be the person that this offense moves through and also a key factor on defense. But I think we also saw on Sunday against North Carolina that Javon Quinterly is going to play a huge role for this team. Whether he keeps coming off the bench or not, he's the most experienced guy. He's a facilitator of the ball. He can also shoot. Struggled a little bit shooting against UNC, but has that ability. And so he's a guy that, his impact, I think, is not just on the court, but also his leadership. I think we've seen so far through his media availabilities and how the team views him, he's a huge leader for this team and is going to kind of be an X factor for how successful they can be this season.
Alabama will take the week off before returning to the hardwood, this time in Coleman Coliseum against South Dakota State. That game is scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. Central tip, and the game will be on SEC Network Plus. For BamaCentral.com, I'm Joey Blackwell with Mason Smith and Katie Wyndham. This has been Three and Out. Thank you for watching.